In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Episode 26. I'm just here to be dad. The show about everything or nothing at all. Went a little late this morning. It's 4:10 in the morning on this beautiful Monday. Sorry for the delay. You're probably hearing this around 4:30 or 5 if you're keeping up. If you're not, keep up. Let's get back to the show. Discovery goes a long way. A really, really long way. I learned that the hard way a long time ago. One of my greatest mistakes in sales and business was not properly researching the client and providing any and everything down to the precise detail of what they absolutely did not need. Discovery goes a long way. And that's in our relationships too, with our wife, our significant other, or our children. For my wife, the daily subtle discovery it takes to notice things and like an earring change or the change in glasses she wears, being present enough to compliment a new outfit style or the many shoes she purchases because she couldn't purchase all these shoes when she was younger. So she has a bit of a shoe addiction. And the closet can look like Foot Locker at times. If you remember what Foot Locker used to look like. Dunks all over the place. Yeah. The latest kicks, my wife is on it. But learning how to celebrate her joy for things such as sneakers or the new way she did her nails that month, or reading a little bit of a book she may be on and randomly mentioning something from it just to throw her off. Yet also because it causes a little smirk. Or knowing she hasn't eaten and making her something to eat that you know she likes rather than asking, when do you want to eat? Sometimes she just needs you to act, not ask. The discovery necessary to make my wife feel loved and appreciated is oh so necessary. And I'll be the first to say, I'm not always on it, and I don't always get it right. I miss some things. I forget. I screw up. But as dads, we not only discover what's necessary to understand our wife, a lifelong quest for many. We got this, man. We got this. But we discover the flaws in our attention to detail, the ways we can get better, or habits we must develop to love our wife better and more intentionally every day. The art of listening in a way that makes her feel heard and important in the moment. My hearing aids make that difficult at times. The best conversations are when I look directly at her eyes and lips as she talks, reading every word and syllable, while I catch every enunciation of her speech. I sometimes get caught up in her beauty and even the excitement of what she's speaking about. In those moments, I can really lock in on what she's saying. When driving or in loud environments, it can get difficult or even frustrating for both of us. Yet we always discover a way to make it all work out, even if it's a noisy or lack thereof experience. Yesterday was one of those days. We were having a late lunch as the soccer weekend concluded. The restaurant was loud and everybody was hungry. She couldn't hear me and I felt like I was yelling. There were moments of frustration and the whole lunch could have been ruined, following the Sunday being ruined if Dad let his ego get the best of him. So I leaned in, discovered a way to listen more than I had to talk, until it got quiet enough for me to talk. I found moments to connect with my son because he's a lip reader too. I leaned in to hear my daughter talk as soon as her mood changed rather than making a big deal about the mood change. I even discovered I had two of her friends' names mixed up. So I clarified that and had an even better conversation to follow. When we choose to discover rather than let the frustration or miscommunication hover over us like a cloud waiting to burst with rain, we quickly find sunshine in what could have been a dark and gloomy moment. Remaining curious in the chaos and discovering the bliss that grows from that curiosity, always wondering, what did I miss? What else can I learn? What else can be discovered about this wonderful woman I married? There is a whole world to be discovered when we eliminate the distractions that block the eyes or blur our curiosity, causing us to see nothing but clouds or fog. We have to eliminate everything that stops the discovery. There is such and so much more to be explored. When we open the doors of our mind and wonder, what if? What did they mean? The discovery that compels the question, tell me more. With my son, it takes time to communicate due to his processing disorder. Understanding and remembering when I say 5 things rapidly, I may only get one thing back, one thing complete, as if the other 4 things never even existed. They never passed his ears and into his mind. The way in which you communicate, the way in which you describe what is needed will determine the outcome. It's understanding what overwhelms him, understanding that information overload can only make his brain move slower. Understanding temperament, tone, volume, and even his impulsive nature to get you to understand what he's trying to say can sometimes come off as disrespectful. As dad, I have to discover ways to teach him that his frustration or difficulties do not get better with anger, and his brain not understanding the different levels of patience necessary with communication, because what he wants is desired less faster than what his brain and body can deliver. Discovering how my son communicates, even more how he thinks, and how that thinking and processing affects everything he does. I must parent based on the information discovered rather than forcing what I think it should be like. How I think he should respond versus how he is capable of responding. Loving him where he is at. Discovering, even through discipline, what I may have done wrong or how I may have miscommunicated, overreacted, or didn't respond strongly enough. A willingness to discover what works, what slowly destroys over time, and eliminating pride and the because I said so mentality. Creating not a lane for disrespect or feeling of equalness, but my son understanding that he's growing into becoming a man. And it's my responsibility to build that man. For me to demean or fail to discover what makes my son tick and how uniquely and wonderfully he is made, I'm doing him and me a disservice. I'm just here to be dad. And that takes a lot of discovery. My daughters are always discovering what love looks like, what patience sounds like, and whether or not dad gives a damn if he gets it right. I'm learning that while raising a 13-year-old daughter who just turned 13 this year, the amount of discovery necessary to find out what she actually wants, rather than what I assume she might want. As the ladies today like to say, mansplaining. I think sometimes raising a teenage daughter, dads can sometimes dadsplain. Dadsplain things to ourselves and think we have it all under control, but discovery goes a long way. The simplicity of the snacks I pack that she may have forgotten. And right at the perfect time when she remembers and asks, Dad, can we go to the store? I'm already ahead of her. Discovery activated, discovery rewarded. It crushes me when they ask me or need something in the moment and I didn't think about it prior. I failed to discover for that moment. Even more, from the music they listen to, the clothes they like, to the shows they are entertained by, their friends' names, and the dynamic, unique relationship between each friend allows you to join the conversation. As discovery turns into empathy and care, carrying the dad and daughter relationship to a much higher place. I remember the other day listening to Olivia Rodrigo. I just turned the album on, knowing my daughters like the artist. And I must admit, I kind of like the artist too. I don't know if it's the old theater student in me that makes it feel like every song is a musical journey while listening. I mean, you're going on this musical journey with her. It's one of the coolest feelings seeing my daughters blush and giggle because I'm humming a song or I'm really into it. That genuine actually caring about what they care about and seeing the fruits of that care, the results of that care, not because it's fabricated, not because it's planned, but the discovery over time allows for many unplanned, really enjoyable, blessed times with my daughter. Discovering when she needs me to be tough on her or when she needs me to shut up and listen. The times when she is defeated after a tough loss and discovering when it's time to let her walk and drive in silence, or being willing to just be dad and hold her as she puts her head into my shoulder, holding her and letting her get it out as we eventually both say, let's cry in the car, not out here. Don't let them see you beat. Daughters are a daily reminder that discovery goes a long way, a very long way. For my youngest, the discovery takes on a new life every day. What mood she is in and what approach is required by dad. It's not a sad or glad type of mood thing. Rather, what level of energy do I need for the moment and knowing when and where to activate it? Because she's all over the place. So discovering new ways to keep that fire going is my daily task. How can I amplify her joy today? Discovery is more in preparation of my mind, body, and soul, because she can want to race at any given moment or randomly go to the park at any given moment. She may want to stay up and just rant about all the things that excite her. And in that moment, I must be locked in and discover what she's been thinking about and the 9-year-old logic behind it. It can be exhausting, extremely exhausting at times. But I've discovered it would be far more exhausting trying to recover a relationship with such an energetic, joy-filled, ready to party, my little party starter daughter. My most curious one of them all, which only furthers the urgency of discovery, because when she asks a question, she expects an answer, oftentimes an enthusiastic, take me on a storytelling journey type of answer. My curiosity about what she's interested in will always lead to a fulfilling dad-daughter experience. And I'm discovering new, exciting things every day. We can waste time arguing, miscommunicating, or being selfish and thinking about only what we need, want, and care about. Or we can discover, take the long way to building relationships, one discovery at a time, learning and never stopping the curiosity aspect of love as we daily pursue our wife or significant other. We can bow down to the silly ideology that all teenage girls rebel and hate their dad, believe the lie that it's a necessary phase, or we can spend some time in discovery, being patient, listening, and discovering what your daughter needs and doesn't need from dad moment by moment. We can beat our sons into submission, mentally abuse them because they're not performing as you imagine, or we can love them where they're at, show them strength isn't in bravado, but rather humility and understanding, and discover what it takes to build this unique boy into a man, and even more, kindle a relationship that lasts a lifetime. There's nothing like having conversations with my son and being able to see him see me, care and listen when he talks. That was a huge dream of mine, and I'm living it every day, because discovery goes a long way. The tiny ones can be exhausting and sometimes feel unseen. The dad who never loses that childlike imagination and joy will discover far more than the dad who simply says, I'm done with childish things. Joy is the song she sings daily. How dare I not discover all the notes and instruments that make such a beautiful symphony. It's the language we speak, not just with our mouth, but the language of discovery is the language of love. Gary Chapman calls it love language. Really dope book I read some years ago. The major motif of it all, how we receive and how we show love, is unique to each individual. Thus, love is far more than a feeling, rather it's a skill you learn. Specifically, the skill of identifying someone else's language and choosing to speak it. And how can we identify if we don't discover? As dads, may we forever remain in discovery, never losing our curiosity and always seeking how to better lead, care, and love our family. Discovery goes a long way. You got this, Dad. just take the long way. I'm just here to be. You're just here to be. Dad. Happy Monday. Thanks again for tuning in too. I'm just here to be Dad. The show about everything or nothing at all. I'm your host, Anthony Yan. Far from an expert, but just a dad talking to dads and aspiring dads alike. My story, your story, that dad's story. Over a mic. I'm just here to be. I'm just here to be. I'm just here to be. Hey yo, it's hard to maintain, but I'm just here to be, here to be, here to be. Hey yo, it's hard to maintain, but I'm just here to be, here to be, here to be, here to be. I'm just here to be dad. Click, comment, subscribe, share. Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube. And for all things dad, visit